I remember when I grew up playing guitar, and I can remember, early on, even in grade school, I would listen to hip hop music, and at the time, I didn't know anybody that was involved with making hip hop music, and I would hear the beats, and I would think to myself, and this was in the '90s, it was a lot of, it was basically all sample-based hip hop. I would wonder, how exactly the music was made. I could hear the crackle off of the records, and just the way that the notes were chopped and rearranged was in a way that the sound was organic, but the flow was sort of mechanical as well, and it was really intriguing to me. I really wanted to figure out exactly how it was all done. Vinyl is where it all started for me. Back when I started doing this, it wasn't really a thing where you could like hop on a computer and download your sounds, or there was no YouTube that you could look up music and sample from. It was really just vinyl. And also the sound of the vinyl is really, I think back to when I was just that young grade school kid, and I was hearing the crackle and the hiss in the hip hop beats and the effect that had on me. I think that, using vinyl is always going to be the way to go for me. And I can remember, I started learning a little bit more about, samplers and beat machines. And I got a lucky break when I was, probably about 12, 13 years old. I found at a surplus and salvage store, I found my first sampler, which was a SP303. And they didn't want a whole lot of money for it. And I didn't know a whole lot about it either, but I did whatever I could to come up with enough loot to buy the sampler. And I brought it home, and I was just completely obsessed with the sampler at that point. It was all that I wanted to do. It was just experiment with it, figure out where to get my drum sounds and where to get, all the different kind of samples that I would need to be able to piece together beats. For me, the thrill of the hunt for the record is really it's a huge part of what I enjoy about making beats. So I think as far as sampling off vinyl, that's how it's gonna be for me. That's just what that's part of what makes it what I love to do. It's a big part of it.